Hi everybody, welcome back to the global issues in professional ethics. This is the continuation, third part. In earlier part, we have gone through with multinational corporations, environmental ethics and computer ethics. Now today, I am going to deal with a few topics related to this area where engineers play a multi roles in different ways. One is weapon development. Second one, engineers as managers, engineers as professionals, engineers as consultants, engineers as expert witnesses, engineers moral leadership, professional societies in India and abroad, code of ethics and code of conduct. We are going to deal with these topics today. Now, weapon development. Engineers' role is crucial in the development of the weapons. So, military activities, including the world wars, have stimulated the growth of technology. The growth of internet amply illustrates the fact. So, any technical any weapon has to be designed and implemented by the engineers. From the earlier ages, the catapult, cannons and many others to now Rafale air bombers, etc. So, engineers involved in weapon development, there are so many other reasons. The first and foremost one is job with high salary. Job with high salary. And second one is participating in the activities towards the defense, where we can find the patriotic fervor. I am working for my country. I am developing the weapons for my country. He has to show his patriotic fervor. That is another kind of passion. And next one, to contribute peace and stability in any country. So these two things are very, very important when we are very strong enough. Okay, by research and development, the engineers can eliminate the risk from the enemy weapons. So, if we are strong enough, enemies feel threat to face us, to challenges like anything. So, by developing the defense strength, can control the rogue countries, towards the regulation. We make them into the regulation. So, for all these reasons, engineers involved in the weapon development. Okay, there are many other things we come across in discussion with that. That is conscientious and conflict. What is the conflict here is that if I do not work for the development of any weapon or something else, someone will come and do it. So, why should I am not in that? That is one conflict. And conscientious is that the only thing is that weapon or any other things are developing only to kill the other countries' soldiers or citizens or destroying the any other infrastructure. Basically, this is majorly more ethical. With these conflicts, an engineer has been facing a lot of problems related to that. Integrity one side, respect other side, values other side, and most importantly, ethics point of view, it is totally unhuman according to him. But some other things, conscientiousness, I am working for my nation, I am showing the patriotic fervor, I am protecting my country, all these things will come and involve. So finally, engineers should follow ethics when working with armed services, building bridges, nuclear plants and weapons development. They have to follow very clearly the ethics point of view. Next, majorly weapon development, if we see majority of the countries, they spend nearly 25% of the world's money is spent on weapons. Okay, a few companies sell weapons to the entire world. Like we can see the Krupp company in Germany and Vickers company in United Kingdom and Schneider in France. So there are so many other very few companies are giving the weapons to the entire world. This is what we call a seesaw if we observe very clearly. And engineers' involvement in weapons work, we can see the anti-personnel bomb. anti-personnel bomb. It is a timed bomb which can blast after certain time, where the small pieces of the iron, steel, some other things which makes a very biggest destruction or injuries. And the second one, napalm. Napalm, it is designed by a chemical engineer which is used in Vietnam War. Very brutal injuries, destruction we can see with this. Next, missile control and guidance. N number of missiles to target the aim or something else. Next, particle beams and death rays. It is done by physical electronics engineers with the help of the laser beams. That is nothing but they are death rays. Okay, avionics, fighter planes, and the most destructive part is that nuclear bomb. If we see if we observe this picture, this is a weapon which is operated by a robot designed by an engineer. So all these things are ultimately an advanced one. Within no minute they can destroy many other things. These things are developed by the engineers. But an engineer should have the ethical concern while operating these kind of the weapons. Now, next part, engineers as managers. Engineering profession is different and managing profession is different. But majority of the companies are looking for technical engineers with management skills. It will helpful a lot to the majority of the corporations. What are the benefits do they have if they have the management skills? Usually engineers have vigorous technical training and they have a lot of knowledge related to their technology. And it doesn't take much time to develop the skills of the management and all those things. If these two things add together, they can perform the work very well. For example, engineers, they took very intensive technical training, and managers, they have the very little training. And for engineers, it is easy to teach business side of the companies quite comfortably. And moreover, they can analyze not only the technical point of view, at the same time management point of view. Moreover, they can concentrate about the strong work ethics. For example, the management people will give the priority only to the profit, or only to attract the customers or some other things. But the same management is done by an engineer. He can concentrate on the work ethics also. And moreover, he is quite confident enough in solving the majority of the problems because he has a lot of idea related to the technical issues as well as the management issues. Now, next point, engineers as professionals. So it is a transition from technical side to the management side. So it requires a lot of knowledge about finance, a lot of knowledge about schedule skills and coordinating one to another employees and many other issues, and motivating the others, and a lot of ethical responsibilities are involved when engineer as a professional. It also helps them to have the management skills. Next, responsibilities of engineers as managers. There are a lot of responsibilities of engineers as managers. Number one, promoting an ethical climate. This is the most important thing. Management people may not concentrate on ethical perspective largely, but as an engineer, he has a lot of responsibility to look after everything. For example, Himalaya company has established one post as a ethic director. And he usually talks with all employees and various other issues and incorporating a lot of ethical values by conducting the various workshops and many other things. He works like an ambush person in that organization. It will help to the organization organization a lot. It will help the organization a lot. Next, resolving the complex conflicts. There are so many conflicts in this area. One is time schedule, and other one is there may be a problem with one to another. There are so many other issues will come across. All these things to be solved very patiently. And most important thing is people. Usually conflicts come with the people, those who are in a higher position or something else. At that moment, we consider the people, those who are benefiting rather than the chair. And the next one is interest should be given to the priority for the benefit to the large people, and options and possibilities are to be taken after having a lot of discussion and everything. The major criteria is that welfare, safety, security, then only at the end you come to the profit and other aspects. So as an engineer, as a manager, he has to follow all these things. One is promoting an ethical climate. Second one, resolving the conflicts by sitting one to another and majorly with the people. Third one, interest, and giving the possibilities which is more convenient by taking a lot of discussions. At the end, criteria to be given benefit and joy to the organization. Engineers as consultants. So most of the engineers are salaried people. If you run on their own by establishing like a consulting agencies in different spheres, for that they can execute a lot, they have a lot of freedom to make the decisions and they can get name and fame with this. Already we are watching so many people, those who are very good at in designing the beautiful buildings like an architect or many other things. Okay, majorly there are 4 areas where they need to follow the ethical background. One is advertising, and other one is competitive bidding. Third one, contingency fees, and fourth one, resolution of disputes. While following these 4 areas, they have to follow very meticulously the platform of the ethics. For example, advertising. Usually, a product can be advertised to the people. What is there in that product? What are the benefits that they are going to enjoy with that product, etc. But there are so many other things. Number one, by telling outright lies, which that product does not possess. And second one, by half-truth. They lost the originality in it. And third one, exaggerating. The original capability or the quality of that product is something, but they are exaggerating beyond the thing like that. And fourth one, by making false promises and suggestions. We give the warranty like that, we assure you this is a wonderful product. Like that, they may give so many other things. By using all these things, they are away from the ethical background, means that they are earning for monetary benefits or some other thing. So, in the advertising field, the engineers should follow all these things without by giving the priority to the customer good or something else. Next one, competitive bidding. Competitive bidding means that quoting for the cost of a project confidentially. We come across these things in many of the movies and other places also. So we are quoting with a less amount for a big project or something else, which is not possible to construct that particular project with that amount of money. What they have to do? They have to do many other mean things to complete the project within the limited amount of money. So this is another cause. Already we come across so many roads, so many flyovers, and which do not have a long period, and it is not at all a good for us. So this is very important. Where this can happen very clearly means that when an engineer apply his creativity in making something very effective way with less amount of money, that would be good. But it is very hard to find nowadays in majority of the cases. So in the competitive bidding, it must be very confidential, and he must be creative in designing new ways with a limited amount of money, and he must do the justice to that particular project or something else. And next one is contingency fees. What is contingency fees? Contingency fees is nothing but consulting fee. So amount paid to the consulting engineer based on the performance of the satisfactory work. Remember, whenever an engineer take a consulting fee, it is his responsibility that his customer minimum he has to get 10% of the profit in that particular deal. So all these things are very clear. And next one, resolution of disputes. It happens in majority of the cases when there is a very big project where employer, construction company and engineer, these three people involved, there are a lot of issues will come like a disputes. Okay, sometimes it takes a lot of time where the monetary things will bring a lot of gaps among that. At that moment, these three people sit together and solve the issue without going to any court or something else. That is nothing but waste of time, waste of money. So these four things as consultant, one is advertising, other one is competitive bidding, third one is contingency fees, and fourth one resolution of disputes. All these three areas, engineer plays a crucial role where he has to balance the ethics. Next, engineers as expert witness and advisors. So we know pretty well, suppose if we want to buy an apartment or building something else with the help of a bank loan or something else, there is an engineer survey is there. Means that an engineer who is associated with that bank has to visit that particular apartment or house or something else, and he has to assess the building. Yes, this building is worth of this amount of money. This is with a good construction, very strong enough. It can withstand for this time of money. Has to be signed by an engineer. Likewise, engineers are expert witnesses in different ways, but not to pollute this kind of things, engineers act like in a confidential way. There are so many ways where engineers are deviating for the sake of money or something else. One is we call one as hired guns. Hired guns. They are talking in favor of the people, those who are giving the money to him. It is not correct. It is not correct. He has to speak exactly what happened to there, what is the quality related and all those things. For example, we have a case study on this. A mason is working with the help of a ladder. Suddenly, he fell down from the ladder. Immediately, he made a complaint against the people who made that particular ladder. The owner of that particular ladder bribed an engineer. And an engineer gave a report, ladder is quite good enough, but it is a mistake of mason only, he fell down. The company need not pay any kind of medical expenses to the mason. So here the engineer has become a hired gun to that particular ladder company. Yes or no? This is one thing. And financial biases. Finance is the chief motto in majority of the issues where ethics can be violated. Money is tempting like anything. Then one. And next one, ego biases. And last one, sympathy biases. There are four ways where engineers can deviate while executing their expert witnesses in majority of the issues. Next, engineers' moral leadership. They are resemble for models. They are professionals like anything. They are creative like anything. They are working for the society. They are working for the society. They are working for the welfare and everything. And they must be members in a professional societies to have such kind of privilege among in the society. He must be the member of in a society, and he has to participate in various professional societies, and he has to take the training from time to time and update himself. Then only he will get good leadership qualities in him. And next one, there are so many societies in India and abroad. What is the role of the societies? Societies established with a set of rules and regulations. If any engineer is a member in that particular society, automatically he will get such kind of reputation or something else. The like Institution of Engineers in India and Medical Council of India, that is MCI, American Society of Mechanical Engineers, that is what we call ASME, and next one, American Society of Civil Engineers, that is ASCE. They drafted certain rules and regulations which engineers should discharge. Means they have to follow the rules and regulations very meticulously. Then they will become the members and get a good privilege. And next one, there are code of ethics. Code of ethics and code of conduct, two important things are there. This code of ethics are nothing but to have the ethical standard, following the principles, rules and regulations very meticulously. And social justice, social order and human rights. And next one, protection of the environment. From the beginning of this professional ethics, we come across three important things. One is welfare of the society, and second one is protecting the environment. Third one is public safety. These three are important things where an engineer keep in mind to do any kind of things. So public safety and peace. Based on all these things, code of ethics implemented certain rules and regulations which they have to follow very meticulously. Next, code of conduct. What is code of conduct? Code of conduct means it guides the professionals how to conduct himself or herself in the way of discharging duties and responsibilities. There are almost 9 here. Just I am going to read for you. A professional should keep his or her employer or client fully informed on all matters. He must inform everything to the employer and his client very clearly. And he should maintain confidentiality. He should maintain confidentiality of any information which may adversely affect the welfare, health and safety of the company. So in such cases, he must be very confidential. For example, they made a tender, okay, and they did many other things. All these things should be confidential. Next, he should neither give or accept financial benefit for anyone related to the project. Okay, it is for the good for the organization and good for the people, and no other person is important for them. Okay, he should compete on the basis of pure merit. There is no room for recommendation. There is no room for inefficient candidate, only pure merit. Next, he should refrain from inducing a client to breach a contract entered into with another engineer. He must be meticulous in this particular issue. If the employer or the client asks to review the work of another person or organization, he has to discuss it very clearly and arrive at a balanced opinion without going to any ego perspective or something else. Next, he should make a statement or give evidence before a court of law in an accurate manner. What is there exactly? He should not exaggerate any other thing. He should reveal the interest towards monetary benefit or otherwise which may affect the judgment while going on evidence before tribunal. So these 9 points are Code of Conduct issued by Institute of Engineers India, followed very meticulously. So my dear, we have gone through with all these things where an engineer plays a crucial role in every aspect in the weapon development, engineer as a manager, engineer as a professional, and he has to follow very meticulously the code of ethics and code of conduct. Thank you.